Hey everybody, Mark Yegi. Welcome to another Market Pulse for the week. Well, it's January 9th, so here we are at a brand new year. It's a green new year, so the stocks are going up, most of them. There's tons of breakouts, by the way. And if you didn't watch my video on stocks that seem to, be at the right spot on the chart and have higher probabilities, you should watch that because a lot of them are doing what I wanted them to do, and it doesn't mean I'm making any money on them because I can't be in all of them, but pretty good stuff. So go check out that video somewhere. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I'm in Ecuador. It's a beautiful place, and the weather is perfect, and you can see what it looks like behind me there. That is a snapshot, so it's not AI. Anyway, I'm going to go through a couple of things that we just talked about in the mastermind group. What a discussion we had today. It was a lot of fun. We talked about the right spot on the chart and rolling your stocks and all kinds of good stuff. But anyway, this was a couple of weeks ago, and you could see 4 green lights. And then today, we still have 4 green lights. We had a little bit of shuffle in there where we had a couple of down days, toward the end of the year. But now we are in a 4 green light situation, so that is bullish. And that means markets are going up to all-time highs right now. So I'll show you. The QQQ is the only one that's really not pushing those all-time highs, but it's making kind of a descending triangle, which is generally squeezing so that it breaks out. So we'll see if that continues to. If you're in some of the tech names, like Nvidia or Apple or whatever, you're just not feeling the love right now from the market. There are other sectors that are exploding, like the storage sector. They're not heavily weighted in the QQQ and the Nasdaq, so that's why you may not be feeling the love in the Nasdaq if you're in that. The S&P 500 index, however, is right near an all-time high. The Dow Jones right near an all-time high. The New York Stock Exchange at an all-time high. I mean, there's 3 out of 4 of the indexes are going up, and that tends to pull the other weaker index up with it. We'll see if that continues. The VIX is now down back, 13 to 15. That's pretty low territory. That means the panic is squozen out of the market, and that's why you're seeing the markets move up. I'm putting this on the screen because I think banking, now it doesn't matter what I think because I don't know, and I use the charts to kind of help me figure it out. But my feeling, don't trade on feelings, my feeling is that the banking sector is going to do well this year. We're going to get a new chairman. He's going to be dovish in the Fed. That's going to create big opportunities for banks to lend more money, to make more fees, all those kinds of things. And you're seeing the XLF, the financial index, kind of moving up and in a breakout zone. So if that's happening here in the financial index, you're probably going to be seeing it in some of the other stocks. Who knows? But right now it looks kind of good to me. All right, let's whip through some stuff here. Apple, I'm showing you a weekly chart. Apple is not performing well. Dropped to a low relative strength rating of 71. This is making a new consolidation base on base. Maybe that's the end of the selling, but boy, if you look at the daily chart, which I won't show you here, there's a bunch of days in a row selling off on Apple. Could it be that Tim Cook is done and now they're looking for a new guy, and that new guy is rumored to be the head of engineering? And if you put an engineering guy in charge of Apple, that means he's another non-innovating kind of a figurehead, right? Like engineers are not known for creativity. They're known for being precise, which is important. And Tim Cook is the same way. He was a financial engineer. He was a CFO. And Apple has been stewarded very well since Steve Jobs has died. They've got more products and more interesting things, but they're not innovative anymore, right? They're not like creating a brand new category like they did with the iPhone. But still, the company's amazing. It's just the stock is not doing that well, so you're feeling a little bit of the heat if you're in that. So this is what Apple looked like back in 2022. And so if you wanted to draw a parallel, could we be right here at the top of that? And we had a bad year in every stock anyway, or most stocks anyway in 2022. But if you don't heed these early warnings, could you be in for something worse? So that's that point. Nvidia is in a nice little consolidation here, boring right around the 50-day moving average. Could it be moving higher? I think Nvidia is a great stock. And could it be moving higher? I think so. Are we still on here? I hope we're still on. Okay. AMD, everybody's telling me how AMD is going to be the next Nvidia, and maybe it is. And then we're just in a kind of a deep little consolidation here. Who knows what's going to happen with AMD? But certainly up, the chart looks good, and it's kind of just making a little a landing area, right? When you go upstairs, you go on a landing and then you go up the next set. That's what it looks like here. AMD's pretty good. It's relative strength's dropping a little bit. SMCI, just when stocks go down, they really go down. And this one just kind of can't get out of its own way. So be careful if you're in SMCI. MicroStrategy, same story. Nobody thought it would drop below 300, and here it was, 162.85 today. Bitcoin, had kind of a okay year, frankly. It did, make a new high, but it ended the year weaker. I think this is the future of money, so we'll see. But anyway, it's in a death cross right now, and it's trying to make a bottom and figure out what's going on. Broadcom is in a sell zone right now. So if you're trying to figure out if you should buy Broadcom, I don't know. I can't tell you that. I could just tell you that there's a lot of selling that's gone on in the last month, and it's not, we got to get rid of those sellers. AMD I already talked about. Let's see. Gold shares, and I'll end on gold. I'll end on the metals, right? They just had an incredible year, and they are still actually showing a lot of strength. So this is gold. This is the gold miners, all within breakout ranges, all chugging higher. Do you think it's going to chug higher because we're devaluing the dollar? Yeah, sure seems like it to me. So this is a play probably for 2026 as well. And then you're seeing the silver. This is a crazy chart. There will be a day of reckoning on silver. There's a lot of gaps on this chart. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'll finish on Microsoft because I do have a position in it. It's showing a little bit of weakness. You can see that it's just kind of trying to hug the 200-day moving average. It's been under the 50-day moving average for a month or so. Stocks don't do well when they're perennially under their 50s, and we have a death cross shaping up. So could Microsoft go in there and try to fill this gap at just below 400? I don't know. It sure seems like it might to me, so I'm going to be probably getting out of my position. I do sell covered calls on it, so that allows me to get a lower basis so that it's not so painful. But if a stock keeps going down, it's not really a perfect strategy for it. You want a stock to be sideways to going higher so that you can make your maximum amount of profit every week. But I'm an income investor, and Microsoft is still paying me some decent income. It's just, I don't know if I want to sit through the rest of this trend if it's going to be indeed shaping up to be a lower one. So with that being said, Happy New Year. Hope you're having a great new year so far. I wish you a lot of health and prosperity and luck and success and love and joy and happiness this year, because that's what life is all about, right? It's not about making money all the time. It's about spending the time with the people that you love. So I'll leave it on that. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining me on this Market Pulse. And I want to continue to have them every week. If you think they're helpful, just let me know in the comments. If you don't, that's cool too. You can also let me know, but just be specific about why you don't like it so that I can improve. Anyway, have an awesome week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Take care.